All right, it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today, Chief Troy Daniels from the Parkland College Police Department. Troy Daniels joined the Parkland College Police Department as chief in April of 2022. He's a board member of Crime Stoppers USA and an advisor to Crime Stoppers Champaign County and the Illinois State Crime Stoppers Association. Troy Daniels was born and raised in Champaign, Illinois, and started policing in 1985 with the Champaign County Sheriff's Office. After spending 10 years there, he spent the next 24 years at the Champaign Police Department. He retired from the Champaign Police Department in 2019, where he last served as deputy chief. As part of his supervisory responsibilities, he worked with the Champaign Police Patrol Division, the detectives, Safe Streets Crime Task Force, school resource officers. He was also administrative commander of the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit and served as a SWAT commander. He served as the law enforcement coordinator of Crime Stoppers of Champaign County and was also responsible for all budgeting and purchasing for the Champaign Police Department. Chief Daniels received the Crime Stoppers USA Chairman Award for his service to his organization. He is a graduate of the University of Illinois and has a master's degree in public administration from Governor State. He's a graduate of Northwestern School of Police Staff and Command and a graduate of the Police Executive Research Forum at Boston University. He's a member of the International Association of Chiefs of Police and the International Association of Campus Law Enforcement Administrators and the Illinois Chiefs of Police Association. Please join me in welcoming Chief Daniels to the stage.
I took that picture a couple weeks ago. The officers I'm blessed to serve with asked me why I was so dressed up. I explained to them that I was on the way to get my funeral picture. I guess that's going to look okay on the casket. I asked the photographer to please make my hair a little darker and thicker, but that didn't work out so well. Distinguished guests, esteemed instructors, proud families, and most importantly, the graduates of the University of Illinois Police Training Institute Basic Law Enforcement Class 2302. I stand before you today with a profound sense of honor and gratitude. It was a short 38 years ago when I graduated from PTI along with one of your other PTI instructors, Ed Ogle. It is an immense privilege to address this gathering of individuals who are about to embark on their journey as police officers. Director Joe Gallo looked far and wide to find one of the oldest living fossils still serving in law enforcement today to address you. He wanted to prove that you can still love police work even after 3.5 decades, because I do still love the job. When I consider what thoughts I can pass on to new officers to prepare you for the many challenges you face, I'm reminded of the power of focus and how it determines your impact on those around you. And you will undoubtedly have impact. There are other professions where employees can remain hidden in the background with no one really knowing what role they played in solving a problem. Not so in law enforcement. You will impact many people every day of your career, those that work with you and those that call on police to solve their problems. Even those that casually walk by you while you're grabbing coffee at the corner gas station will come away with an impression of you and your agency by how you interact with them. Do not ever forget the power of a smile and a kind word. I believe if your mind and heart are focused on the right things, then you will make better decisions, have more success, and more thoroughly enjoy life. You can control your focus. What you focus on is a choice. I suggest you focus on the following to allow you to have the maximum positive impact on the lives you touch. First and foremost, focus on the incredible honor of being a police officer. We are fortunate to live in the greatest nation on earth. This is because it is a nation of laws, constantly striving to form a more perfect union. Our respect for the laws and the rulings of our courts are what separate us from an authoritarian regime or dictatorship. We have a rich history of heroes who have given their lives, limbs, and countless sacrifices to secure our freedoms, to live in a nation guided by the rule of law. We happen to have one of those here visiting today. There are many in this room that have done that, but there's one I want to talk about. My wife's grandpa is Army Staff Sergeant Michael Palmisano, who fought in World War II. When he came back, he laid brick until he was nearly 90 years old. He is now 101. My wife Kelly's in the back. Her mother Rose is right next to him. And Staff Sergeant Michael Palmisano, would you be able to stand up now? He's right here. His daughter Rose was 2 years old when he left. He was gone for 2 years, and he did not hear his wife or his daughter's voice for the 2 years that he was gone. Mama Rose, thank you very much for your daughter. Kelly, thank you very much for choosing, as your friend described me, the smart one who's somewhat unattractive. Police officers have the sacred honor of safeguarding the freedoms paid for by the sacrifices of so many. When we respect the rule of law, we honor those that secured our freedoms, as well as the many brave police officers who have safeguarded those freedoms before us. The profession is a calling that demands a commitment to uphold the highest standards of ethics, integrity, and selflessness. As guardians of the community, you carry the awesome responsibility of ensuring the safety and well-being of all citizens, regardless of their background, race, or beliefs. The honor you carry is not just in the badge you wear, but in the values you embody every day. Focus on being the leader you would want to follow. Officers, you will be expected to lead. Leadership is not bestowed by rank alone, but by the way you inspire, guide, and support those around you. Strive to embody the qualities of a leader you would willingly follow. Lead by example, recognizing that your actions influence the behaviors and attitudes of your colleagues and the community you serve. Remember, a positive, can-do attitude is contagious and helps focus a team on finding workable solutions and moves them from complaints to action. I heard a saying that's impacted me through many years. It goes like this: any donkey can kick down a barn, but it takes a carpenter to build one. Look at the building we're in. To build it, it took time, money, countless professionals who spent years learning their crafts. Their efforts allow us to use this beautiful facility today. Now, I'm not very mechanical. If everyone here were like me, we'd still live in tents that leak and be on horseback, probably with no saddles. But if you gave me a big enough wrecking ball, I bet I could do significant damage to this building in short order. Leadership is much like this. To improve a weakness in an officer or a program at our agency or fix a major issue in our community, it takes skill, knowledge, a good plan, teamwork, and significant effort. It is very easy to tear down an officer or your agency or even your community just because something could or should be improved. Trust me, it does not take genius to identify weakness. Instead, seek to build up those around you. Work with others to come up with real solutions. We should all strive to lead more like carpenters and less like donkeys. Focus on building relationships through unconditional respect and dignity. If you can develop meaningful relationships with those you work with and those you serve, you will be significantly more powerful. Our profession can be tempted to treat calls for service as transactional events. I have a traffic ticket to write, a report to take, a dispute to resolve, just transactions. As officers, we may be tempted to quickly dispose of an incident and move on to the next one, forgetting that people are involved. Instead, I suggest you focus on giving the added extra time and effort to show that they matter to you. Always remember, citizens believe you can help them, which is why they call police in the first place. Every person you come across, even criminals, may end up later being the only witness you have on a homicide. They or their family members may be on a jury for a criminal case your agency made an arrest on. I'll give you a quick example of the power of a relationship. I was following a car and beer cans started getting thrown out the window. Now, my ACE PTI training taught me I should probably stop that car. I arrested the driver with a suspended license and took the time to talk to him and learn from him. I was able to introduce him to the drug unit as an informant. His assistance eventually led to numerous arrests over a number of years. Not only is treating people professionally with dignity and respect the right thing to do, it is also good business. By treating each individual with empathy and respect, you can bridge gaps and strengthen the bond between law enforcement and those you serve. Focus on remaining humble. With the authority vested in you comes an extraordinary power to shape lives and impact communities. You will have the authority to take life and freedom. This power must be wielded with humility and a deep sense of responsibility. Recognize that the decisions you make can have far-reaching consequences. Humility should come very easily for officers. The job you've signed up for can be extremely difficult. The Supreme Court tells us that events officers face are, quote, tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving. Experience tells us that officers sometimes operate in complete chaos and must make difficult split-second decisions. So arrogance in our profession can cause substantial operational blind spots. You will be called to deal with people who are going through the toughest times in their lives. Often what they are experiencing is due to their own bad decisions. Often they can't deal with it. It's beyond their control, like mental illness. Deal with them with understanding and patience, as we can never know all of their struggles or how they ended up in the situations we find them in. You may be surprised to know that we had a president who suffered debilitating depression through periods of his life, including nervous breakdown and being suicidal. During those times, he had friends that would hide sharp objects from him. Fortunately, President Abraham Lincoln was able to continue to contribute to our nation despite his mental health issues. I often wonder what would happen to me had I been raised in a family that was part of a criminal gang. I hope I'd still be talking with you today on this stage, but I'm not certain I would be. I'll never know because I was raised by Doug and Cookie Daniels, who allowed me to grow up in love and peace. Strive to be the embodiment of humility, knowing that the greater your power, the greater your duty to use it judiciously and fairly. Focus on teamwork through collective strengths. Every person I know has significant strengths and profound weaknesses. Each one of you brings unique qualities and strengths to this profession. As you work alongside your fellow officers, acknowledge and appreciate their strengths as well. By recognizing and harnessing the diversity of strengths within your agency, you amplify your collective impact. I've had numerous officers and employees who have provided vital support to me through the years. Deputy Jim Goloszewski, who is also a PTI instructor, and Sergeant Richard Quick were two of my first field training officers. Chief Deputy Walt Wolf was my primary mentor who taught me so much about investigations. Lieutenant Randy Davis taught me how to write my own search warrants. Retired Deputy Chief and now Director Joe Gallo worked closely with me for so many years. He always made me much stronger and all those around him. I am so thankful for him. There are so many others, I saw them today, who impacted my career. It would take a good part of the day to name them all, but I must say Heather Watson really carried me along with Terry Weems. And I just saw her today. I appreciate those 17 years you spent with me. Officers, throughout your careers, many will give of themselves to make you stronger. Family and loved ones also play a substantial role in the strength of an officer, which in turn impacts the health of an agency and community. Always make sure your law enforcement families know how much you appreciate their support and that they are a crucial part of your team. Thank you to all the families and loved ones who support these new officers. Fortunately, law enforcement is a job we get to do together. Focus on being prepared through continuous improvement. While you're in your field training program, it will become apparent the path of a police officer is one of constant evolution. To truly excel, you must commit to lifelong learning and improvement. Attend training sessions, engage in professional development, stay updated on the latest techniques and practices, and read books on leadership. Embrace every opportunity to learn about anything that will make you a better officer. If you are not moving forward, you will eventually fall behind. Focus on putting mistakes behind you. Mistakes are inevitable in any profession, and policing is no exception. History is full of leaders who encountered setbacks and failures on their journeys to success. Winston Churchill once said, quote, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts," unquote. In law enforcement, the stakes are high, and the consequences of mistakes can be profound. But it is precisely because of this that your commitment to continuous improvement must be unwavering. One of my doozy mistakes was somehow losing a bright orange souped-up muscle car as I was following it during the drug surveillance. I looked away briefly and poof, it was gone. I don't know how that happened. Another big-time doozy was driving off from the gas pumps with the hose still in a brand new squad car. The sheriff's office had it for about 20 minutes before I dented it. I sure wish all my mistakes were funny. Remember, as the saying goes, if you don't laugh at yourself, you leave the job to others. When you make a mistake, it is not typically the mistake that defines you, but how you respond to it. When you make a mistake, own it, Take responsibility for your actions, learn from them, and seek to rectify the situation. When you fall, and you will fall often, always get back up. Finally, focus on finding the beauty in life. In the midst of the challenges and demands of our profession, it's essential to find moments of beauty and positivity. Policing can be extremely emotionally taxing, but it also offers opportunities to witness the very best of humanity. Cherish the connections you form, the lives you touch, and the impact you make. Seek out the moments that remind you of the goodness in people, the volunteer who coaches midnight basketball for youth, the witness who testifies against a violent offender even though she's afraid, the assistant state's attorney who's working nights and weekends without overtime to make sure they are prepared for trial, the retiree who volunteers at the food kitchen, the parents who read books to their children, and the list goes on and on and on. By focusing on the beauty in life, you fortify your spirit and fuel your passion for serving others. If you focus on finding the beauty, I promise you will see it. So remember, your focus will determine your ability to maximize your positive impact. Focus on the tremendous honor of being a police officer. Be the leader you would want to follow. Develop relationships through unconditional respect and dignity. Remain humble. Embrace teamwork through collective strengths. Be prepared through continuous improvement. Put mistakes behind you and find the beauty in life. Officers, remember that your impact extends far beyond your uniform, touching the lives of individuals and shaping the fabric of your communities. The path of a police officer is not an easy one, but it is a noble one. And you have the potential to be leaders of positive change and inspiration. Your communities, your agency, and our profession are counting on you. Embrace the challenge and let your service be a source of pride and lasting positive impact. Congratulations and stay safe.